And there we have the oil pump, and here we have the I keep saying exhaust camshaft because I'm used to doing Tridents. It's not the exhaust camshaft, it's the camshaft. There's only one camshaft on a Commando. Sorry, because it was because I'm so used to doing Tridents that I have an inlet camshaft and an exhaust camshaft. That's where the exhaust camshaft goes on a Trident, but of course there is no inlet camshaft. There's just one, and that drives both the inlet and exhaust. Right, so everything apart from a certain sheared off bolt down inside the camshaft, everything looking okay. Looks like this cam chain, looks like that's a bit worn. It looks like it's already been tightened a fair amount and it's still slack. Yeah, so it all looks okay. Again, what would be bad would be bits of metal and things sitting in the bottom of the casing that would show something's been wearing. Any broken teeth on the pinion or on the oil pump, just initial. But there's nothing broken, or it's all just obviously it's seen better days, but it's not in a bad shape. And again, I think we've got two dowels, have we? One there and one there. And again, that prevents us from tapping the casing sideways to get it off. So, don't try that. And that's the inside of our casing, looking okay. It's got the oil seals. That's the oil seal for the camshaft. That's gone. You probably can't see, but just there, the springs popped out. It's not looking too happy. It's probably okay, but, it needs replacing. And there we've got the oil seal on the end of the crankshaft to make sure the oil is pumped to where it should go, and not just into the timing case. So it comes out of the oil pump, I think, there. It goes in there along to the end of the crankshaft, and then is pumped down the crankshaft to the big ends. Okay, so that's why you need an oil seal, otherwise it'd go into there, go along, and then just pour out around the sides rather than being forced down the crankshaft. And it goes the other way as well, and that goes up to the head feed to the rockers. Looks like the oil is a bit contaminated. You can tell it's contaminated because it goes like a sludge, sort of brownish colour rather than black. When it actually looks like, it looks like it's just got water in it. Condensation goes like a slightly gloopy colour if it's got water in it. Like a extreme case, it'll turn cream oil. I love if it's got a lot of water contamination. Right, good. So I'll just get the worst of the oil off this case, so we can just put it aside, and then we'll carry on taking the rest of the timing, taking the internals out of the timing casing. And just a little by the by, whilst we're here, obviously sort of half of the timing chest is empty. There's nothing here on the left. And that, I believe, is where the distributor used to be on the earlier models like Atlas, but not needed on the Commando, so simply just left empty. But then, quite early on, I think, in the Commando's life, they decided to try and convert it to electric start, because, of course, after the Honda 754 came in '68, the writing was on the wall. Everyone wanted electric start. And so they did try, attaching an electric start, because that's the obvious place for it, have the motor there coming through, chain drive, through to the idler. But, they couldn't make it work. It just simply wasn't strong enough, because it was never designed to take a starter, and all things snapped. And I think the casing actually broke up in a few cases. and so it never worked. And it wasn't until much later with the 850 Mark III that they had managed to add electric start, and even then they still couldn't do it on the back of here. Had to go into the drive side. But that's why that's empty, because that used to be the drive for the distributor on the early. Because of course this is the Commando engine is, I think it's an Atlas engine. I think designed even in the 40s, certainly the 50s. It's a very old engine, just canted forward in that sporty way to make the Commando. But the actual basic engine is an Atlas engine, and that's where the distributor used to go. Right, we're going to start taking the components inside the timing case apart. So we're going to start by taking the oil pump off, which is held on with on these two studs with these nuts. So I'm going to use the big zapper. There we go. Let's see if the pump will come off. It does. One way you can do is, if it won't come off, you can turn the worm drive, and that will, if it engages with this worm drive on the crankshaft, and if you turn it, it'll actually force the pump off. So normally the worm drive turns the pump, but with it loose, if you turn that nut, it'll actually encourage the pump to come off. But in this case, it has just come off, which I'm kind of half surprised about and half not, because we've had, there's been things seized and that on this bike, but obviously the whole bottom end of the bike the engine has been filled with oil where it's wet sumped. So all these bits, everything's nice and loose. I'll just get rid of the worst of the sponge. Whereas, some of the exterior bits that haven't been in oil, and even the interior bits, like the dear old exhaust camshaft, then things have seized up. I'm trying to get that cylinder barrel off and so on. But in here, everything looks nice and lubed up. Well, again, we'll be having a look at the oil pump later on. I'm just going to turn it a bit and see what it feels like. Feels good. The worst thing you can get is sort of stiff, occasional stiff bits. I can't think of the right terminology, but you know what I mean. And it's got quite a nice resistance. It's not spinning too freely, but neither has it got some spots. What's the word I'm looking for? Stiff spots on it. So that suggests there's nothing jammed in it or damaged. But we'll have a look at that in detail later on, as with all the other parts we're taking on.